Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the sixth and last news on post-March newspaper front page dawn. 18 anti-coup protesters die in crackdown across Myanmar. The country has been in chaos since army seized power and detained popular leaders on February 1. Singapore, Myanmar police fired on protesters around the country on Sunday, the bloodiest day in weeks of demonstrations against a military coup, and at least 18 people were killed, the United Nations Human Rights Office said. Police were out in force early and opened fire in different parts of the country's biggest city of Yangon after stun grenades, tear gas, and shots in the air failed to break up crowds. Soldiers also reinforced the police contingents. Several wounded people were hauled away by fellow protesters, leaving bloody smears on pavements, media images show. One man died after being brought to a hospital with a bullet in the chest, said a doctor who asked not to be identified. A policeman points his weapon at the people in Thungi, a city in Shan State, during a crackdown on demonstrators. Police and military forces have confronted peaceful demonstrations using lethal force and less than a lethal force that, according to the credible information received by the United Nations Human Rights Office, has left at least 18 people dead and over 30 wounded, the United Nations Human Rights Office said. Myanmar has been in chaos since the army seized power and detained elected government leader Aung San Suu Kyi, and much of her party leadership on February 1, alleging fraud in the November election. Her party won in a landslide. Myanmar has been in chaos since the army seized power and retained elected government leader Aung San Suu Kyi and much of party leadership on February 1, alleging fraud in a November election. Her party won in a landslide. The coup, which brought a halt to tentative steps towards democracy after nearly 50 years of military rule, has drawn hundreds of thousands of people onto the streets and the condemnation of Western countries. Among at least five killers in Yangon was Internet network engineer Nai Ong Hitat Aing, who a day earlier had protested on Facebook about his concern at the growing crackdown. Medics said teacher Tin New died after police swooped to disperse our teachers. Protest away stun grenades, sending the crowd fleeing. Her daughter and a fellow teacher said. Police also hurled stun grenades outside a Yangon medical school, sending doctors and students in white lab coats scattering a group called with White Coat Alliance of medics said more than 50 medical staff had been arrested. Three people were killed at the V in the South Persian Khiao Min Tik said. Two died in the second city of Mandalay, Myanmar, now media, and a restaurant Sai Thung said one woman was shot in the head. Police and the spokesman for the ruling military council did not respond to phone calls seeking comment. Police broke up protests in other towns, including Lazio in the northeast, Mike in the deep south, and Haiyan in the east, residents and media said. Junta leader General Min Aung Hlaing said last week authorities were using minimal force to deal with the protests. Nevertheless, at least 21 protesters have now died in the turmoil. The army said a policeman had been killed. The crackdown would appear to indicate determination by the military to impose its authority in the face of defiance, not just on the streets but more broadly in the civil service, municipal administration, and judiciary, the education and health sectors, and the media. We are heartbroken to see the loss of so many lives in Myanmar. People should not face violence for expressing dissent against the military coup. Targeting of civilians is abhorrent, the United States Embassy said. The Canadian embassy said it was appalled. Indonesia, which has taken a diplomatic lead within the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, on the crisis, expressed deep concern. Activists across Asia held rallies to support Myanmar's protesters in Myanmar with the rallying cry Milk Tia Alliance, which first united the pro-democracy activists in Thailand and Hong Kong. State-run MRTV television said more than 470 people had been arrested on Saturday. It was not clear how many were detained on Sunday. Youth activist Zeno said that people were battling the fear and they had lived with under military rule. It's obvious that they are trying to instill fear in us by making us run and hide. She said, we can't accept that. A day after the junta announced that Myanmar's United Nations envoy had been fired for opposing its rule by calling for action from the United Nations, the Foreign Ministry announced that diplomats at several other embassies were being recalled. It gave no reason, but some diplomats have been among the civil servants to join a civil disobedience movement that has paralyzed a swath of official business. While Western countries have condemned uh, the coup, condemned the coup, and some have imposed limited sanctions, the generals have traditionally shrugged off a diplomatic pressure. They have promised to hold a new election but not set a date. Suki's party and the supporters said and the result of the November vote must be respected. Suki, 75, who spent nearly 15 years under house arrest, faces charges of illegally importing six walkie-talkie radios and are violating natural disaster law and breaching coronavirus protocols. The next hearing in her case is on Monday, Reuters. And in the end, the formal request, if you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel and press the like and bell button to get the fresh from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time and goodbye.